versus praying for things. All right, which is more powerful? Which one should, okay, which one is more powerful? Which one should we do? Do we command or do we pray? So I'm going to tell you about an experience that I had. All right, now this can also be used to correct a situation where you've been duped, where you've been shafted, etc., etc. All right, so let's get into it. So recently there was a situation where I lost some money. Okay, and in the loss of money, there was some sadness and some hardship, right? Because you need money to live in this world. Okay, so there was some sadness and some hardship, created some problems for me in my life, right? Okay, so that happened. That was maybe 2-3 weeks ago, I think. All right, and usually when things like that happen, I let them go. Okay, I don't cry over spilled milk, especially when there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, relationships are more important than money. Okay, if you don't know that, you'll learn that in life. So anyway, so that became an issue. Now I've been in Thailand. I was supposed to be here for 2 days, and I've been here going into 2 weeks. So my expenses have gone up dramatically. I didn't plan on spending nearly as much money as I've spent, right? So I'm thinking about this stuff. Figure, is that a coincidence? I can be on or Wi-Fi. My live stream gets cut. All right. So let me continue. All right. We don't stop. We don't give up, and we darn sure don't let people frustrate us. All right. So here we go, y'all. So in Vietnam, the rules have changed regarding visas. Okay, so now after COVID, at least at this point, in order for you to stay in the country, you have to work, right? You have to get a job. Okay, so that's the easiest way to do it. Things have completely changed, y'all, completely changed. So I said, okay, I had to get a job. So now what I'm doing here is part of being able to secure that. So I contacted the company and I said, hey, I've spent like a bunch of money. Can you help me recoup it? Can you provide me with some type of financial support to cover these costs? A relocation fee, a cost, right? And so in the interview, as I mentioned, they told me no, because I'm already inside the country, so they can't do it. All right. So today I'm thinking about all of this stuff. I said, well, let me contact them again since I'm outside of the country. So I contacted them again and they said yes. They said yes. Now, this is a very interesting piece of art, right? Y'all notice his babies, and this baby has a ball. And also the babies have hair. This is very interesting. Let me read what this is. Oh, it's in whatever the Thailand language is. I can't read that. They got 5 toes and 5 fingers. So I don't know what that is, y'all. I don't know what that is. All right. But anyway, lo and behold, they told me, yeah, we can provide you with relocation support. Okay. And here's the interesting thing. The relocation support is almost double the amount that I lost, right? Almost double the amount that I lost. So I felt happy about it because it was totally unexpected. I just said, well, let me just try it. I mean, the worst thing they can do is say no, right? And the best thing for me is that I can say, well, at least I tried. I covered all the bases, right? So that's what I did. Then I got the thought in my mind. And this was the thought. I said, wow, this right here, depending on how I choose to focus my mind, will determine the outcome of my life, at least over the next couple of weeks or months, or who knows, maybe even years. So what am I trying to say? What do I mean? I realized, hey, I'm at a crossroads right now. I can feel sad about what happened. and the inconvenience and the stress that I experienced as a result of it, or I could focus on this really wonderful thing that a stranger did for me who doesn't know me from Adam, right? Didn't have to do it, but out of the kindness of their heart, they took the time to not only respond to my message immediately, but to give me what I asked for. And it turned out to be what they offered was almost double what I lost. And check this out. The person who responded asked me if it was enough. Do I need more? Y'all see how things can work? Okay, you see how things can work? And what I'm insinuating, well, let me say it directly. This happened because of the way I think. It happened that way because of the way I think and the things that I had been doing mentally and emotionally, the conditioning of my mind through powerful thoughts. And I'll get into what the powerful thoughts are. The creative thoughts, the thoughts that demonstrate that you are the power, that demonstrate that you are the connotative God, that you are Psalms 82:6. All right. So let me continue with it. So I realized I can focus on the negative and all of that stuff, what I was going to have to experience, what I had experienced, or I could focus on the kindness that this woman showed me, right? And whatever I chose to focus on from this point forward would manifest itself in my life. So if I focus on the negative, I'm going to get more negative stuff, right? More things that would make me sad, more things that would cause me inconvenience or hardship. Y'all follow me? If I focus on the kindness that was shown to me, and the money that turned out to be almost double. It could have been more if I would have asked for more, right? But I didn't ask for more. But I could have asked for more, right? It wouldn't have been a problem. All right, so I said, you know what? I'm going to forget about the inconvenience and the loss, right? And I'm going to focus on what I gained. I gained a friend, right? That lady who responded to my message, I consider her to be a friend now. But what else did I gain? I gained in that your thinking does create your reality, that your thinking can give you shalawama, okay? That your thinking can give you shalawama, that you are in fact Psalms 82:6, Genesis chapter 2, you are the law, right? You are the law, you're the subject matter, etc., etc., etc. So I gained this, and I gained this evidence for myself that I am in fact the connotative God, the God of my life and the God of my bloodline, right? I am. Okay, I'm the creative force. I'm the power. I bring it into existence, okay? So what are we talking about in terms of process? In terms of process, let's do compare and contrast, okay? So in religion, you're taught to pray to an external deity. You ask for this and you ask for that. You don't get it, so you start begging. You beg for this and you beg for that. You don't get it, so you start bargaining. You start bargaining with the deity. If you do this for me, I won't do that anymore. Right? Or if you do this for me, the next time I'm going to do that. So you pray and you're just meditating, having your mind relaxed. Some people call that praying, right? Like a meditative state. Some people will say that that's prayer. The command and the demand to produce, to manifest whatever it is that you want, that you demand in life. All right? Whatever it is that you demand in life, a material thing, a circumstance, a condition, that you demand will show up, or what they call manifest itself in your life. Why? Because you demanded it. You commanded it into existence. The same way I did with this situation. All right? Now, there's a time lapse. The only variable that you have to what you want into existence. So commanding is not just saying some words. Commanding is the intention, right? The knowing that you are the power, that you are the creative master of your world. When you know that, it's a command. Into the physical world. This is in contrast to prayer. This is in contrast to prayer, okay? It is in contrast to prayer. Y'all listen to what I'm saying, okay? You can come back at another time. All right? So let's continue. When you know that you're Genesis chapter 2, when you know that you're that you are the law in your life and the life of your what? Of your seed, right? In your life and in your family. And a what? A command. You're demanding, commanding. Nature. Let's continue. So when you know who you are, you're Genesis chapter 2, Psalms 82:6, you speak with demands, and that demand is a command, right? You're not asking anybody for anything. What you speak, again, for emphasis, is a demand, a creative mechanism in consciousness, the universal consciousness, right? The all, whatever you want to call it, that is, activation of that is through a command, all right? So it matters that you know who you are. Nothing will work for you if you don't know who you are, all right? If you think that you're subservient or you're a slave or somebody else has control over you, this won't work for you. You have to know who you are so that you can make the demand, right? So that whatever it is, whatever that mechanism is in consciousness, or the all, city consciousness, Christ consciousness, whatever you want to call it, right? So that you activate that mechanism through a command that produces the situation and circumstances that you want, or delivers to you that material thing, man or woman, that you so desire. All right? This is how you activate it. And this is what I did with the situation, okay? That's the process. Knowing who you are, accepting, and using it. You don't ask, you demand. Okay? You don't ask, you demand. And then that mechanism in consciousness gets activated by your command. All right? Is it clear? Is it clear to you scholars? All right. So, going back, I don't know what's your reticular activating system. Psalms 82:6. All of this associated with knowing who you are. You can shalom, command that all debts be paid back to you, that all wrongs, Deuteronomy chapter 30. You should be thinking, what else? If you're in the West, if you're in the Maghrib, you should be thinking what? The Constitution for the United States of North America and the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. You should be thinking status, nationality. Y'all hear me? Sovereignty, not sovereign citizenship. Sovereignty. Government. Okay? That's saying the Old Testament and the New Testament, particularly the Old Testament. All right? Y'all hear that? So you have to learn how to integrate the sciences. What are the sciences? When we talk science, real science, we're talking what? Natural law. When we talk about natural law, we're talking about what? The Most High's instructions, commonly referred to as the commandments. At their essence, they're natural law, right? So when you return to the Most High, you're actually returning to nature. And I'm in nature right now. Let me repeat it. When you return to natural law, you're returning to the Most High. You can only do that by abandoning religion in all of its forms. Begging, praying, asking, bargaining. You have to abandon that and walk in your power that you were given at birth. Walk in who you are. Walk with your back straight and your head held up. Ready to be generous to anybody who you see who's in need. Ready to help anyone who you are in a position to help. Walking in power. Not as an arrogant jerk and a butthole, but as a what? But as a supremely confident man or womb man who knows exactly who you are and that everything on this planet belongs to you. And you speak the law. And you know your limitations. And that you don't harm anyone. Right? And anything you want, all you need to do is command it. There's a time lapse, right? There's a time lapse. Okay, there's a time lapse. This is what you need. This is the only variable. How long will it take? That's the only variable, right? And that gives you time to make sure that that's really what you want. And so that's something that you strongly desire. You don't get it and it hurts you, or you hurt yourself, right? Do no harm. Okay, that's the natural law. You want a tiger appearance and you getting it. There's a time lapse. The reason that time lapse is there so you don't harm yourself, your children, or your seed, right? Or anyone else. So if you get a bright idea, you want an alligator. So you go out and you buy an alligator. Next thing you know, it turns out that it was a female alligator. She lay eggs, and that one alligator turns into 20, and that 20 turns into 200. And now you or your family out here laying down at the edge of the water, and guess what? Somebody is going to be yourself and harm anybody else. That is the natural law. Well, there's a time lapse. Okay, there's a time lapse that allows some space between what you want, you demanding it, and then you actually receiving it. All right. So keep that in mind. Don't think that it doesn't work because when you do it, you don't get anything right away, right? You first have to change your perception, your understanding of who you are. If you're seeing yourself, again, if you're not seeing yourself as being the power, the connotative God, then it's not going to work for you because you can't you can't demand anything. So if you don't demand it, how can you activate whatever the mechanism of consciousness that accepts that command to do anything for you? You cannot, right? You can't, all right? You cannot. But anyway, so these are my thoughts, y'all. Don't be a steak on the table for somebody else, okay? Take action yourself. Do things for yourself. Stop sitting around here waiting on a deity to help you. You'll get nowhere in life that way. And however, whatever your age is right now, if you continue to live your life like that, asking external deities to do things for you, you're going to keep getting the same results. Am I right? You're going to keep getting the same results that you're getting right now. Okay? How many of your prayers have been answered? How many times have you prayed this year, and how many of those prayers have been answered in a positive way? How many out of 100? Okay? How many times have you had to pray more than once? How many times have you had to beg, bargain, and negotiate? How many times have you let the deity off the hook by making excuses and trying to figure out what you did wrong or what you need to do better next time so that you can get the deity to do something for you? Y'all see what I'm saying? How many times? How many times? If it's less than 100%, then maybe you got a problem and you need to think about something else. Okay? Maybe you need to think about something else, like returning to the Most High by following his instructions, which simply means following natural law. Rely gets you absolutely nowhere, but works along whenever you ignore natural law. Whenever you ignore natural law, there is a punishment. We call it what? Curses. Connotatively, curses, right? When you avoid or you ignore natural law, any knowingly or unknowingly. Okay? So there's nothing for you, right? There's nothing for you if that's what you're doing. You keep getting the same thing that you always got. All right. So anyway, y'all, I'm DrYasapa from Zion Law School. I hope that this conversation benefits you somehow or another. If you want to support my work, there are links to a bunch of books that I've written and published. You can buy those books. Buy more than one copy. Get it for yourself, friends, and families. Okay. Also, if you want to support with cash, my Cash App is in the description area of this video. It's $DrYasapa, $DrYasapa. My PayPal is also in the description area, paypal.me/Zion Law School. All right. So if you have any feedback for me or something that might benefit somebody else on this topic, put it in the comments section. Okay. No crazy comments. Okay. Y'all religious people, don't put any of your crazy comments about your tetragrammaton or JC in the comments section. All right. I don't want that. Okay, y'all. All right. What I'm doing is for people. Look at this big fish, y'all. Y'all see that big fish right there? What is that? You see him coming to me? What is it? Y'all see it? Oh, it's a turtle. That was a turtle. That was a turtle. So I said this in the video before. I don't know if it was recorded. But when people come close to the edge, the fish and the turtles are conditioned to come thinking that you're going to throw some food in. All right? But in nature, when they see you, they should run and hide, right? Because that's like natural, because they don't want you to catch them and eat them. So they come here. So learn to master literacy, improve your reading comprehension. All right. Islam to all the more. Shalom to the entire house of Yasharallah.